Well, good morning. Another Saturday morning here in our 20-something degree outside temperatures. A little bit warmer in here. Hopefully the heater in the background is not going to make too much noise. But anyway, little shop update. We've been busy here in the shop still. I wanted to get more content out to you, but what we got's what we got. So we're moving forward as we get closer to Christmas. And anyway, behind me is the molding bench, and it's set where it's going to go for now. Now it's down in the shop, and we pulled the floor up underneath. I've got the casting furnace over here behind me. I'll show you that in a minute. I've got to finish blocking around it. But projects for the day are, I don't know yet. You know, I'll give you a few little updates out throughout the day, but I don't honestly know what I'm working on for certain yet today. So I'll kind of give you an overview. Maybe I'll shoot some video today, and at the end of the day, if I don't have anything else for you when I get ready to go in, well, I'll show you what I've accomplished, and we'll go from there. But anyway, molding bench is sitting here. Sand's been sifted back into it. Sand fluffer's hanging here. The first project I'm working on today, I think, is I'm going to build a little bracket to hang that off of the top of the molding bench. And it's going to mount right up here. I'm going to drill it from the top, I think. And we're just going to hang that up and put it on a pivot. I'm actually using leftover bearings and housings and stuff from the previous sand molar I had. So I'm going to repurpose them, and we're just going to build some sort of an arm, and I'm building as I go along. I'm going to build a mount that slides in there, which is one of the axles I had on the old molar with that bearing assembly, and I'm just going to weld an arm off of that so that the fluffer can hang from it, and I can just pivot it over onto the bench. What's going to happen here is I'm going to hang a curtain to kind of wall off the molding bench. Probably just hang a tarp on some wire up there so that I can pull it back out of the way. And when we're working with the bench, well, I can kind of pull that and make sure I keep sand away from everything else in the shop, hopefully. So at least as much as I can here. So that's one of the projects for the day. I'll show you a little of that as we go along, or when it's done, or whatever. Behind me is the furnace, and we're give you a little bit of shot of that. I'm going to go ahead and put block around it just to give me a little more heat safety from it, and then probably cement board on up the wall, and I still got to do the exhaust hood over the top. So that's all in the works. I'm not going to work too much on that today, but that's the project there. The planer is assembled. And if we rotate back over here, here's the head of the planer from this side. And we've got paint on 75% of it now, probably. The clapper box is all reassembled and everything. Everything here is up and working. A little bit stiff on the raise. I don't have the gibs adjusted on it quite enough yet, or quite right yet. But we'll get that done. Otherwise, we've got paint on the majority of it. Let me take you over here and we'll show you the control side. Okay, shop's still a mess, and we're still cleaning and reorganizing, and I've got a lot of cleanup to do on this, but it's all reassembled with the exception of I need a new taper pin to go into the power cross feed and compound feed on this at this universal joint. We've got this blue paint on most of it, nothing spectacular. We brushed on a coat of custom mixed Rust-Oleum, and we still got quite a bit of polishing to do. I got to paint down the other side of the base and the front of the base. I ran out of paint to do it. This control has to be painted up, and as we go back and clean up all these levers, we still got some brown on the levers and some of these surfaces that part of them we're going to clean up, part of them we're going to repaint, and then we've got to get the controls hooked back up to it, get electrical going again, which is going to be another project in and of itself. Control arm, we're probably going to paint it blue and then red on the end or something, since it kind of sticks out here in space. So that's kind of what's going on with the planer. Made some progress there. And then if we look at the back side of the planer, well, I've still got ugly controls and wiring and stuff. That's going to be one of the projects for the day, is probably get a little gray paint on all of that cabling, and the main box down here. We'll redo the box up above, so a little bit of masking, and we're just going to spray that off so it freshens that up. And then, other than down this side of the planer, down here, and then on the front of it, well, we've got it pretty well painted. There's going to be some touch up, and I think we're going to go back and start painting the oil points with a little red dot, you know, on the Gitz oilers, and there's quite a few holes that are just places to oil the machine. So I'll probably mark those some way as time goes on. But otherwise, we've got it at least freshened up. I still haven't made a decision as to what I'm going to do with the table. I really want to pull that table, but by the same token, I don't know that I really want to mess with it right now. I've got other projects. So that's kind of what's going on here in the shop. Like I say, I'm going to start machining stuff for the sand fluffer to get it hung in its hopefully permanent position. I'm going to work on the power drawbar today if I have a chance. And other than that, I've just got a couple little customer projects I'm finishing up that's got to ship out. Well, here's control panels painted up. Got them gray. I left the cover original here, but everything else we painted gray. Cleaned it up a little bit, made it look a little bit nicer. Note to self, don't try and paint when it's 30 degrees outside and only 45 inside. So anyway, it's big improvement over what it was. So on to the next project. Alright, just a little bit of handheld stuff before I go in at the end of the day. Control box is painted up gray. Motor we had painted up black yesterday. So other than just touching up and then down the side and the front, why, we've got the painting pretty well done. We still got to paint underneath the table and the tray. But yeah, looking pretty good. So let's go over. I've got the fluffer hanger hanging in place, or the fluffer hanging in place on the hanger. It's not completely done yet. But let's go take a look. We're hanging here, and there is our hanger up top. I'm probably going to change that arrangement just a little bit. I'd like to have just a little more height out of it, but it sits up there and it pivots pretty nicely on there. So that will take care of the fluffer there. And it's like I say, I'd like to raise it up just a little bit more, but it's almost done. So that's just a little update from the shop. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of entertainment for a few minutes anyway. And next week we'll be back at it. Thanks for taking the time to watch as always. Leave any comments or suggestions for me below.